beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good car.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back and focus on what's in front of me. Everybody dates a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company. Isn't it lovely?
There we are.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me today. I am your Professor Bear, and this is a Bear's Thought. And today's episode is sponsored by Chops Cards and Print on Demand. Have you ever just wanted your own trading card, but you didn't want to do the hard work for it, like actually learn how to play a sport or be good at something? Well, hell, Professor Bear has done the same thing. So
he started a podcast.
I started a podcast. And not only that, I found Chops Cards, and they make some of the world's best trading cards. I mean, you put them up against some of your name brand and you can't tell the difference. In fact, you would think theirs is the brand better. But with all that said, I can get you 15% off your entire purchase. What all you have to do is put in this special code of BEAR15, and bam, that'll get you 15% off your entire order. And that is Chops Cards and Print on Demand, your place where perfection can actually be done. Well, guys, girls, today I have some special guests with me that I consider real good friends of mine.
At least one of us, right?
Look,
at least one of us.
See, that's why you can't come on my show often, because of this. But anyway, they are a great podcast that I recommend truly. And they've had me on their show so much that one of them, I'm not going to mention his name, ATV, told me if I didn't put them on their show, on my show, they weren't going to have me back anymore. So this is my man Tan and ATV, Till 5 Wrestling Podcast. Guys, what's going on with you today?
Hi, working, talking about wrestling. That's what we do.
That's me. Working, talking about wrestling. Just got off work about an hour ago.
Hey.
I got off work about 38 minutes ago.
You got to pay those bills somehow.
That's right. His wrestling podcasting's not doing it.
Only Pans has not hit off yet. So,
guys, I would love for you to tell my audience how y'all became friends, first of all.
Aaron, you can take this one if you'd like.
Well, apparently Tanner was on my Facebook for a while before I even knew who the hell it was. But
I'll start by saying that even before this, my mom and I worked together at Magic Vapor Shop, which is one of our sponsors. I've worked there for many, many years. And a few years ago, my mom started talking about this guy that comes in that really loves wrestling. And she was saying, oh, you really got to meet this guy. Like, you really got to talk to this guy. Like, he's so knowledgeable about wrestling. And because of my schedule and when he would come in, we never crossed paths.
Yeah.
And finally we did. And now this is where you are.
His mom would hit me up about helping pick out Christmas gifts for her son that's a wrestling fan. And at this point, I did not realize that he was on my Facebook because we hadn't actually talked or anything.
Yeah.
We
never met.
So I helped her out. And then sure enough, we met and got to talking about wrestling and ended up deciding to get together and watch Briscoes and FTR, and haven't looked back since. We've pretty much watched every memorable wrestling.
We have missed one AEW pay-per-view together since then.
Two.
Yes, two.
We had some bad snow once, and then the other
Oh,
time,
yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one.
Yeah.
So, whose idea was it to do the podcast?
We had kicked around a few ideas back and forth for a while, but I don't think we ever really thought it was going to go anywhere. At least I didn't. We were just kicking around, bullshitting as we do.
yeah, we were just like, maybe we should start one. I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
we should.
And
then
our families, and especially your wife, kept telling us, "Man, you guys talk about wrestling so much. Why don't you just record it?"
So here we are. We're recording it.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense, especially since I did get to meet your wife. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, she loves it when I go and talk to somebody else about wrestling. That's the less she has to hear about.
Well, our families finally pawned us off. They found someone that they could
Yeah,
each pawn
pretty much what it
each
was.
other off on.
Funny enough, similar with my wife, she would listen to me and just pretend to light up just to make me
Yep.
feel good. But then once I told her I kind of could meet friends and talk, she's like, go do it, please go.
Yep.
And
Well, I think
that's
it's nice
how
that we all have,
WSN.
with
Little
the
did she
podcast,
know
I think
you-
it's really nice.
Little did she know you'd end up with Joe Monroe and these two assholes.
But I think it's nice that we've built this nice little network between us all that we
Oh,
can
yeah.
talk and mingle and do wrestling, and it's awesome. It's great.
Absolutely.
Man, it is the one thing that I really, really enjoy. Uh-oh.
My mom is awesome, Mom. I'm not going to call you a mark tonight.
Hey, Bear, she's the reason that Booker T and Goldust were in that bracket.
So, with that being said,
I'm gonna get
Uh,
Becky a Booker T shirt for Christmas next year.
hey, that's a good one.
She loves Booker T.
Oh, hey, I can't blame her. But here's the thing, too. It's funny that I met both of y'all through Joe.
Well, and that's when I decided to start, or when we decided we were going to start one. I messaged Joe because I knew he had his own, and was like, "How do you do yours?"
How
And
do
he
you
said,
do
"It's
that?"
real simple," and he introduced us to it, and that's how it all took off.
Honestly, during the beginning of it, Joe was very, very great to us. He was letting us on his show. We were getting reps, starting to figure out how the flow worked before we launched our own. And I'm very grateful that he gave us the platform to be able to do that before we just jumped into it.
I definitely understand that.
Well,
It-
and then we had to take a sabbatical from working with Joe because one of us popped a top.
Hey, we got through that, though. We got through that.
But I mean, you still have some issues with him now.
Well, I was going to say, did you really? Because
Listen, I hate Joe Monroe, but you know what? This podcast bubble is big enough for everybody.
true, I agree with you, but
It's big enough for the juggalos too.
It's
here's the thing, and I get having issues, and I get having don't think and do the same thing as someone else, but man, the walking off your own show, man, I was like,
Now,
wow.
Bear, the thing is, I have the right to walk off my own show. And see, that's
No.
the thing that you and Joe don't understand. If I want to walk off a Bear's thoughts right now, then
No,
maybe
you-
I will. I'm not going to.
No. I'm not saying that you can't do anything you want to do. But if it was me, and I'm just talking about me, if I had a problem with you and we were going back and forth, I would cut you off my show. And then later on, I would try to contact you and me and you talk it out and work it out. But I'm not about to this. Like you said, it's your show. You can do whatever you want to do. But this is my show. I don't run in my show. As my daddy told me a long time ago, boy, you don't run from anybody in your home.
Well, I get that's a good point. I didn't think about that, Bear. I didn't realize that Tan was just intimidated by Joe's presents.
No, now listen. Here's the thing with Joe, and I'll be honest with you about Joe. I'll just shoot. Joe is a mark for himself, and he just keeps talking about me. He keeps messaging me. He keeps calling me out. He keeps making posts about Canada, and I haven't even said anything to Joe publicly. He is obsessed with me.
You
So maybe
started
this
your
is a
little
Joe problem.
Canadian cult because you don't like ICP.
It's not a cult. They can
It
leave at
is.
any point. You're just mad because you didn't get in the club.
No, I don't want to be in the club because you're telling me that juggalos are worthless human beings. You need to understand that ICP is very relevant.
Well, guys, let's. I didn't bring y'all on so we could get into a disagreement for that. Let's go
You're right.
back to the love fest that we have for one another, and to tell the story of the first time we all were able to meet in person.
Yeah, that was
Chinese-
really cool.
A really
So-
good Chinese restaurant.
Yes, it was. So
Mhm.
they live in Kentucky. I'm in Knoxville, and they came down to a place that we all three love. It's called McKay's Books and Videos and etc.
If you're a nerd of any kind, you're gonna love McKay's.
They
It's
have
the best
any
store
and
ever.
McKay's used books, CDs, videos, and more.
Yep.
There we go.
So they were coming down because they had some stuff they wanted to trade, because they do trades and will give you cash or in-store credit. So they had a bunch of things they wanted to take care of down there. And funny enough, I live 5 minutes away from McKay's. So they hit me up and let me know they were there. And I was like, cool, I'll come by and hang out with y'all. And walked in. It was like seeing brothers that I hadn't seen in quite a long time. I mean, it was great. Got to meet the wife. It was a great experience.
You got to meet my nicer half.
So we talked.
I thought it was funny. I didn't know you were coming to McKay's. We were just planning to meet at the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I was standing towards the front of McKay's looking at the wrestling figures, and I looked over, and this big tall guy comes through, and I said, "Well, I'll be damned. That's Professor Bear."
So we got together, talked, then we went out to eat and just had a great time. And took a picture, which I should have had ready to go, but hey, I'm new at this, so give me a
It's
break.
all right.
That you would think you would have a producer, but you know,
Who needs those?
yeah, well, we don't have one anymore either.
We have a part-time.
So we were talking about the picture, and ATV got this great idea. He's like, hey, I'll pick you up. How much you weigh? I'm like, yeah, no, you don't want none of this. I'm 300 pounds. And ATV was like, oh, I can do it. His wife was like, oh, no, you can't.
Yes, I can.
And needless to say, we didn't do that. And it was probably good for both of us, because he would
Honestly,
have picked me up, dropped me, and we both been in pain.
he could do it, man. He's really strong. He surprises me regularly by doing something crazy out of nowhere, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Like scooping up a mini fridge out of the floor and putting it on his shoulder and walking.
He
it
was
across
bringing
the-
this big mini fridge to my house, and I said, "Well, hold on." He called me. He said, "Hey, I'm going to bring this in." I said, "Okay, I'll be right outside." And as I was putting my shoes on, the door swings open, and he's got it in one arm. I said, "What are you doing?"
Hey, I think sometimes we do that, because there's a lot of times I would lift stuff. People be like, you shouldn't do that. Oh, there ain't no problem. And I do it. And now that's why my back is jacked up and I'm on disability. But hey, that's for another time.
I've
and another
learned
story.
a little bit over the years in how to pick stuff up. So, you lift with your legs.
Yeah. I did. Most time I didn't. And hey, That's the way it goes.
That's right, Crander.
That's right.
Where's that?
Big Crander
That's
cute.
CZ.
That's
That's CZ. What a nice guy CZ is. The nicest guy in the whole world.
He is very nice. Appreciate that.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're kicking him out of Canada.
Well, we're thinking about it.
Because he said that juggalos were welcome. Now Tanner's wanting to kick him out.
We're thinking about it. It's being renewed or reviewed. I mean, we're taking a look at his citizenship. See, this guy keeps talking. He wasn't even there. Say his name and he appears. It's Joe Monroe.
Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna get a restraining order on this guy. He just doesn't stop.
I'm waiting on him to start showing up at your house.
Yeah.
That won't end well for him.
You're gonna wake up and Joe's gonna be looking in your window.
I'll make him look good though. I'll blade. If he needs me to blade for him, I'll fucking blade for him. I'll hit him with a kendo stick if he walks through that door, dude. I'm always ready. Austin Diamond gave me a kendo stick.
So here is someone's better half.
There
we go.
Hey, Crystal.
There's the nice one.
Yes, she is.
She was excited that I'm not running off to go talk about wrestling for like 4 hours with Tanner. I'm just chilling at home talking about it tonight.
Yeah.
So this is
we're doing this.
It's till 5 on tour.
Hey, I love it.
We're on tour for a couple weeks.
So let's talk about stuff going on in wrestling right now. What do y'all feel about the AJ Lee return?
Tanner, you should start there.
I get that it's a big deal, of course. You know, she's not been around in 10 years?
10 years.
I wasn't a huge AJ Lee fan back in the day. I'm going to be completely honest. No disrespect to her. I just wasn't a big fan. WWE was very crappy at that time, and I had completely checked out. Me personally, I wasn't interested because I wasn't a fan. But I appreciate the pop.
Hey, I can understand that. I wasn't a big AJ Lee fan. And I tell you, I didn't realize it had been 10 years. And it seemed like longer than that. But
yeah, that's been a long time. WWE has been bad, if you really think about it. It was 10 years ago. It's been pretty bad for a long time.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, she came back in tremendous shape. I mean,
she is in excellent shape. Yeah. She'd stayed doing shit. She was on that show Heels, that wrestling show,
right?
If you know what I'm talking about. So she'd been doing
that's
stuff.
Yeah, and if you don't know what he's talking about, go to WSN apps. We have it on our app.
Hey, I love Heels, man. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
So, I was like, okay. And I think the worst thing about it, though, it was the worst kept secret ever.
Well, was it?
Everybody
her
knew
husband's return to wrestling.
I do agree. It was. I don't think it was the worst kept secret ever. It was definitely a very poorly kept secret. I think CM Punk's AEW debut was the worst kept secret in wrestling history because everybody knew.
I'm happy that they're getting to work together. After the way that they got discarded from the WWE, I'm happy that Punk and AJ Lee are together.
Yeah.
But I could not give a shit less about them being on television. Because their product is off.
I will say this about Punk. Punk gets on my nerves because he's became a super hypocrite in his time away and comes back and expect everybody to, okay, I'm back for money and this blah blah blah. But then when people do the same thing that he did, he wants to criticize them or try to give them advice, which giving advice is fine, but when people don't want your advice and they tell you nicely, then go on. he catches an attitude and wants to bitch and moan.
Punk has consistently over the years been a headache to a lot of people. I was a big CM Punk fan for a very long time. The AEW, the way that all that ended, that kind of did me in. But I think what really did a lot of Punk people in is when he worked the Saudi Arabia show, considering all the things he said about Saudi Arabia and about WWE doing those shows. And then not only does he work the show, when he gets called out for it, he doubles down and he says, "Look, I'm here for the money."
Which again, and I would say this for him too. We all change. He's not the
I
same
understand that.
person that he was. So I understand that and I'm okay with it. But for you to criticize someone that is doing the same thing that you've done and you're really just ripping them, and then again, they don't want to take your advice, and it's not like they just go off on them. It's like, no, no thank you, I appreciate you, no thank you. Well, I'm a veteran and I'm trying to tell you I made money. I don't give a damn what you did. I said no thank you, bye.
Well, if you look at it like the way that me and Tanner, well, I have finally agreed that this is CM Punk retired when he left AEW. Phil Brooks has come back, and he's in it for money now. It's business, and he's a hypocrite for running his mouth because it's not like the WWE was the only place giving him an offer.
He could have went to TNA or New Japan or anywhere like that, and would have made a lot of money.
Hell, he could have made a living in MLW.
Oh yeah,
but he didn't want it. He wanted the spotlight. So I mean, as much of a CM Punk fan as I am and was, this guy is not the CM Punk that I thought he was. He's become another greedy man in the machine.
He's no longer the voice of the voiceless. He's the voice of the machine.
He is Triple H.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, honestly, he's became Triple H, and the problem I have with that is you dogged and talked bad about Triple H, and now you just damn near a little clone.
Bootlicking.
And again, that's him. He's got to live with that. And I understand that it's different from his point of view and ours because we're fans. He has to support himself. He's doing what's best for him. God bless him for it. But I'm not, when he's getting certain things, I'm checked out. I don't care.
To be completely honest with you, and I've said this a lot on our show, I have checked out of WWE a while ago. I've not kept up. I've not watched their stuff. Of course, I couldn't ignore the AJ Lee return because that was everywhere. But it's just uninteresting to me at this point.
So I'm glad you brought that up. We all watch a ton of wrestling.
Yeah.
What do you do when it gets to a point like with WWE? Is just you don't find it interesting. They're not doing things that is down your lane. What do you do?
Well, thank God for AEW.
Yeah.
Because for too damn long, we didn't have an option but to sit through whatever bullshit WWE fed us on Monday nights and Thursday nights, Friday nights, whatever night they slap SmackDown on. So now that we have an option, I literally just don't turn on the show. We have Netflix, and I haven't watched Monday Night Raw at least since WrestleMania, probably even further back than that. But as soon as covering their shit for our show, both of us were like, yay.
Yeah, I stopped. I think we did for the show. We watched the first Netflix Raw. I think was the last Raw that I watched, or the first Netflix Raw. Yeah, last show.
It's funny the way I generally watch. I've gotten accustomed to doing it. I usually catch the reruns, and the reason why is because I can fast forward through a boring match, boring backstage crap. I want to still be knowledgeable for the fans and to be able to talk and know my points. But yeah, I find myself watching, which I always did watch AEW more. To be truthful, I
One
find
of the
myself.
podcasts that I watch pretty regularly is Vince Russo's, and he's been right. Triple H doesn't know how to book a story. He books for a pop. He booked, and the entire WWE product is now set up for you. If you want to get caught up on their show, all you got to do is go take a shit. You can get caught up on TikTok while you're in there, and you're good to go because they don't tell any interesting stories anymore. So, yeah, you don't even need to watch the damn reruns. Just hop on TikTok after the show, and everything's there. Why buy? And if you want to watch the whole thing, don't pay for the subscriptions. Get a VPN.
I find it funny that you mentioned Russo, and for Russo to sit and talk about someone else's storylines and not interesting, the way he went all over the damn place. And I don't necessarily have a problem with Russo in that manner. There's different styles of telling stories and not telling stories. That's fine. I think what pissed me off with Russo, and still to this day, he's so dismissive of us as wrestling fans. And I say that because the titles are a prop. Nobody cares and nobody this, and hey, I Jerry Springer style it. Look, none of us as wrestling fans are stupid. First off, you don't have to insult us where wow, I didn't know that this shit wasn't real. Didn't know, wow. But you don't have to insult my intelligence with over the top stupid things. And he went from WWE to WCW to TNA consistently trying to insult me. And I just I'm done.
Listen, to me, Vince Russo is a guy that took a lot of swings, and they may not have all been home runs, but when he did hit home runs, he did. The viewership in the Attitude Era through his WCW tenure was the highest viewership in the history of professional wrestling on television. He was taking so many odd and outlandish swings because that's what was working in 1998 and 1999. Weird shit was crazy over.
Yes.
It was just a different time.
No,
I applaud him for that.
I agree
Here's
with
the
you.
thing. I feel like Russo didn't write wrestling for us. He was a writer for a television series.
He was writing a successful television series.
We're going to watch wrestling either way because it's wrestling. Most likely, we're going to check it out. No matter how awful it is, all of us have checked out some awful wrestling over the years.
Yeah,
because that's what we do. Russo is trying to write something for the person that's flipping through the channels to say, what in the hell? And they stick around for it.
Yep.
It's the same reason that you have a clown with a messed up face killing people on American Horror Story. You're trying to catch people's attention. It's just writing. So I ain't faulting Russo for that. You need to be getting mad at whoever was above him that was like, oh yeah, we can dump 40 gallons of blood from the ceiling every week for no reason.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. It worked back then, and it caught people's attention. Well, that same style is not working at this particular juncture. And just like any other thing, wrestling evolves. So again, it's not that I just hate the man like Cornette. I just think he talks out the side of his ass a lot.
I don't think that much of what he did back in the day would work now. I don't think that he could do it now, truthfully. But at the time and the way that things were in the late 90s and early 2000s, it was good shit. He did a good job catching your attention. He did an excellent job of making you think about it, and people went to school or work and talked about it.
And that's the thing, though.
It was like always, bro, did you see what happened on Monday Night Raw last night?
Right.
They try to
But
chop off Val Venus's penis.
I kind of laugh because him, like Jim Cornette, love Jim Cornette to death. I love what his thinking about wrestling, but I also realize that's not what's gonna catch people's attention nowadays. And his criticism of the wrestling, whether it's right or wrong, I take it as being funny. Now, with the same thing I said about Russo is the same thing about Jim. Wrestling has evolved. Now, we're in the South, so we have a whole different type of mindset for wrestling.
Yeah.
So I get it. I still love that style of wrestling because that's what I grew up on. But there's wrestling always evolves, and you have to be with the times and be smart about the involvement. The thing, and just like most people don't talk shit about AEW's boss, Tony Khan. Tony is a mark. Okay, he is. But
we all are.
Yeah, but my whole thing is let him be a mark. He's giving us an alternative, and that's great because if you have a monopoly, you're dead. That's why WWE sucks so much because they didn't have real competition. They knew it. That's why they did the brand split, which was okay at first, but then when you don't follow your rules, who in the hell cares?
Yeah, because they were just throwing whatever they could to try and pop ratings. Now we needed to have a 6 people could randomly switch shows every week. Come on now. We keep hearing about a draft, but it still hasn't happened.
Well, and like I always say, it doesn't matter because they jumped the show. I mean, hell, Jimmy showed up this week on Raw. What the hell? He's SmackDown. And they'll come up with something. Well, we did a trade and
well, see, I also don't understand how it works because they're not being clear on the rosters because the NXT and the AAA guys are also appearing on Raw and SmackDown.
Exactly. So,
and TNA. So it doesn't make sense.
So again, another great point. How do y'all feel about this TNA WWE collaboration?
I have been with TNA ever since I discovered it, sometime around 05 or 06. And I have watched even through the Impact years and the Anthem Sports and the shitty, I always watched TNA. When Scott D'Amore was fired from TNA and wasn't the head writer anymore, and they did the WWE deal, that's not TNA anymore. It's not the same company. Almost every champion they had was an NXT guy. Trick Williams is still the TNA champion. They're not putting the TNA guys over. They're coming into TNA's house and beating their fucking talent. It's unbelievable.
It's not like this is during the pandemic like AEW's deal was. That was helping everybody at that point.
The pandemic deal was helping cash flow wise for Impact Wrestling at the time. And Josh Alexander beat Christian Cage at Slammiversary. We put him over.
And then we signed him.
Well,
and then we signed him.
I laugh and think it's no different than the AEW deal, except that they are getting beat constantly. And like I said, they're not getting over. You know, the NXT Women's Champ won the TNA title. And how did they get the title off of her? They had a TNA woman pin a TNA woman to get the title off of them. That did nothing. It actually, to me, just made the title even worse.
Yeah, well, let me also say this about the partnership. I know that wrestlers change companies when they get opportunities and this and that. Dude, who does TNA have left, really? They all keep getting picked by WWE. They're going to get Joe Hendry as soon as he's free. You know that. They got Jordan Grace. They're taking, boom, boom, boom. We're going to take all these guys, and we're not going to do you anything in return. We might release you somebody that's 47 years old. You can use them for a couple years.
And that's the thing. All TNA is going to have is the WWE's rejects.
WWE's feeding them their releases. It's a really crazy cycle that they've built.
Well, it's because they're going to buy them. Just
Absolutely.
point blank, they're going to buy that company. I agree with y'all as far as what they're doing talent-wise. I think that now to say they're not helping them monetary-wise, I would say that's.
I'm sure they're putting money in.
No. They're definitely
and
feeding
their
that
ratings
company.
have went up. Definitely their pay-per-view buys have definitely went up. But I don't want to put in my money to watch a TNA show when you have NXT come through and just whoop everybody's ass.
To be honest with you,
the answer is to have two former WWE tag teams in the main event, of course.
in their 50s.
Yeah,
But
listen, what they've done by doing that WWE deal, good for them. They probably are making a ton of money, and I know that eventually they're going to sell to WWE, and fine, whatever. But I think that what they did by doing this is they got the last of the Jarrett era TNA fans that were left, people like me, and they phased us out entirely. They completely changed everything that company stood for when they signed that deal, in my opinion, as a fan of TNA from the Jarrett era.
But they made sure to bring back the old logo before doing it.
yes,
Much like they pissed on the corpse of ECW, we're seeing something very similar right now with TNA. They just don't own it yet.
right.
Yeah.
Not like AAA that they bought, and good God Almighty.
Dude, I don't even want to get started on the AAA thing. I'm a big Lucha Libre fan, and I am disgusted with what they've done to AAA.
It's so much of the same thing I've been complaining about. And let's be clear, we're wrestling fans, so we're going to complain and bitch about a lot of different things.
Yeah, we'll find something to bitch about.
Right. But
I never.
but the whole AAA, I didn't understand. Hey, let's get Los Garza the titles. You know, the tag team that loses every week on SmackDown. We're gonna send them down to the AAA and let them beat their top tag teams and run with the titles for a little while. Hey, and we're going to get eyes on it because they're going to come back to SmackDown holding the titles, talking shit, and still don't get a win on the show.
Well, and they're going to explain it, but it never makes sense. It never makes sense.
Did Los Garzas never win on WWE after they won the AAA belts?
No,
Oh, God.
they didn't. Then they finally dropped the titles. Now, again, I get the mentality of WWE as far as a business move. Hey, you don't know anything about AAA. You're not a fan. So we're going to send some of our people that you know down there, and maybe it'll pique your interest to look at this.
Absolutely.
We're not going for the hardcore fans. We're going to try to get the casual fans to start looking.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Okay, no, I understand that business-wise. But then you, like you said, Tanner, and you said it perfectly, you are pissing on us that are hardcore fans, and we like AAA for what they do.
And they want us to smile while they're doing it. They want us to smile and wave and say, "Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Paul."
See, that's the way you guys are taking it. I know the real reaction is we don't give a shit about you AAA fans.
Yeah.
We just want your fans to become our fans.
They don't give a shit about the AAA fans. And I don't even think AAA will exist in 5 years. Look how they destroyed the UK independent scene. Look what they did. They're just now recovering from that.
I think that they're going to take a different strategy and just open up these kind of deals in different countries.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they bought TNA and made it a UK company.
Now, I would also like to say TNA was always big in UK. I'd like to say that I don't like monopolizing the wrestling industry.
Exactly.
I do not like the idea of their WWE swallowing up AAA and TNA and Evolve and whoever else they swallow up. I think the more independent promotions that are out there, they can work together, but the more that's out there, the better for the business.
You know, and I remember hearing this so much when AEW were working with different companies and they brought in their belts and they wrestled and occasionally let them get over, you know, a crazy concept. And then
I think AEW does a really great job showcasing other promotions and other promotions' championships by just making them look credible like stars and telling you who they are and why they're important.
But see, then you had people complaining, I don't know this belt. Why do they got 2,000 belts. Who cares? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, if you listen and calm down, you will see what they're trying to show you. There's more companies than just themselves. There's
every guy that comes out there, Excalibur is saying, hey, this is what's up. This guy does this, 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 and this. You should check out his work at AAA. You'll hear Excalibur doing this shit if you listen to the commentary of the match. He'll tell you exactly who this is and why they're there and what that belt means and all that.
And people, but again, you have us as wrestling fans that we're not happy when we get something. We ain't happy when they do something. We're just damn near a miserable bunch that love to complain. But I will say this, it keeps us happy and we can have dialogue. And that's the thing. But I guess what is irritating me is the diehard fans that won't give nothing a chance and will crap on everything.
Marks.
Yeah, it's like, now I'm not the greatest WWE fan, but they have good things. I'd be lying to say they don't.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't watch WWE, and I would at this point say I don't like WWE, but I don't just watch AEW. I watch MLW. I watch various independent companies on YouTube. I actually watch Juggalo Championship Wrestling on YouTube. And
because
it's a good product.
A quality wrestling product that was developed by the Insane Clown Posse, who you
occasionally I'll watch GCW. I'll watch I'll watch whatever, man. I'm just not into
Tanner's a big CZW fan. He loved that Cage of Death or whatever.
I'm not a CZW guy.
It is so funny. Sometimes I just have to, on days I can't watch wrestling because I watch so much of it. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I got to have a reset, take a day or two, then I'm back at it. But again, I try to be as knowledgeable as I can because I know there's a lot of people who think the end all be all is WWE or maybe even TNA and AEW and don't get to see the quality athletes and promotions that are out there. That's why we at WSN always scream, support your independent wrestling organizations.
You go to the NGW shows sometimes in Knoxville.
Yeah. Next
Gen 10. They're always good shows. It's just hard for us to get to go to them, especially with all of the garbage on I-75 lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really good indie show in Tennessee, especially Knoxville fans need to go check them out. I would guess their next one's going to be a Nightmare on Armory Road or whatever they call the new Halloween.
Yes. I actually I did an interview with an announcer, and if you're watching this, I'm so sorry I can't remember names, but
his name is Aaron Rose.
Man, see, that's why you the man. Aaron Rose.
Me and Aaron Rose actually used to work together when I worked in wrestling. I did DVD production at one point in wrestling and did all that. So Aaron was a commentator for the company that I worked with. So I've known Aaron longer than I've known Tanner.
So he told me to come, and definitely he would hook me up, and like I'd go to Crossfire Wrestling all the time. I go to Joe Kazana promotion. I try to catch a lot of different wrestling. I call myself doing a independent tour so I could go see different ones. Well, life is life, so I hadn't been able to go here in the last little bit, but I keep my ears out. It is amazing, and I love that I can have an interview with an independent guy on the West Coast to learn how he came about the business and everything, and what promotion. It is so fun, and to get to help them promote themselves is just one of the greatest feelings ever.
Speaking of indie companies, we actually have a new one that recently started following us, Ground Zero, in Rochester, New York. And apparently, I'm an old school ROH fan. Do you remember the Ring Crew Express?
Yes, I sure do.
They did a tournament. Where's that? I gotta pull up the full name of this thing. It's a Dunn and Marcus Open Invitational Tag Team Tournament. The Dunn and Marcus Cup. Yeah, and I was like, what? So, by all means, Bear, you're more interview the indie guys than I am. Please get a hold of that company and get Dunn and Marcus on there just for the pops.
All right, I'll try my best.
I'll bombard you just
also,
like I did with Armando's little man.
Right.
Alberto's
I know
man.
you're talking about.
Ricardo Rodriguez. There we go.
He man, and that's the beauty for me of getting to meet so many different guys and girls and learning about their journey, because none of them are the same. It is so amazing to find out how they came about loving wrestling and what they do. And people don't understand too. Indie wrestlers don't make a lot of money, so they have regular jobs or two, and they still get out there and bust their ass because of the love of wrestling. It is just an amazing thing for me.
Well, there was one. He used to be in Knoxville quite regularly. He's from up here. Did you ever get to see Ryan Dookie work?
No.
I love Dookie. Dookie was
a blast.
He was a comedy worker that was so much fun. And I wish that he had gotten an opportunity. I always wanted to see Dookie against Colt Cabana.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wish Colt would do a little more. I know he's winding down, but
I'm a big Colt Cabana fan.
I am too.
I wish he was at least working on Ring of Honor.
I wish Tony would just get them a damn television deal. I don't care what I'm doing. Anytime their pay-per-views come up, I watch them. They're
doing the same thing.
There is nothing that, if you are good, like traditional wrestling, and you love good work, Ring of Honor still is that company.
What did you think about Hechicero and Bandito?
I was blown away.
Yep.
Legitimately. And I became a Hechicero fan. I became a fan of his. His work, oh my God. And I understand why Bandito got the title back.
Listen, guys, I'm going to say it right here live on A Bear's Thoughts. Bandito is the wrestler of the year 2025. Absolutely phenomenal. If he keeps it up at this pace, he'll have it by far.
He's got to make it to the end of the year.
I
Yeah,
was
he's
about
got
to
to stay
say,
healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a big ask for the Luchadors.
And
That's,
then
that's
think
3
about
months.
it. He's half of the AEW tag team champions now too.
God, he is so good. He is an
Man,
unbelievable wrestler.
who in the world would have thought him and Brody would make such a fabulous tag team?
Well, I read that they had a friendship off air. They met in Ring of Honor back years ago, and they had great chemistry as friends, and it really carried over to TV. And they're excellent chemistry in ring.
Does anybody know any dirt on Buddy Matthews' situation?
He had surgery, I want to say a week or two ago.
Well, what's wrong
Surely
with
he'll be.
When they wrestled in Australia, and he took on
he tore his Achilles, didn't he?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they thought it was just going to heal up naturally, but he made a mistake and went to walk on it and stuff and ripped it again.
Yep.
Yeah. So he'll be out a long time.
Yeah.
And
And
you may never come back the same after an
Yeah.
Achilles injury. That's
That's a guy, Buddy Matthews, is a guy that I fell in love with back in the TNA days when he was teaming, or in the NXT days when he was teaming with Wesley Blake.
yes.
They were, I don't even know how you'd explain them, man. They had that really weird dubstep theme song, and they had Alexa Bliss was their manager.
Yeah.
Man, they were so awesome. And then they just kind of fell off, and Murphy became the cruiserweight champ and stuff, had a great run, but he is such a great worker.
They were set to make him and Brody something special. If he wouldn't have got hurt, they were going to do that just out of spite of Malachi.
how many times is somebody going to be special in AEW then they got hurt? How many times has that happened?
And see, that's where a lot of people don't understand. They're like, well, they don't have any consistency. You can't help if somebody gets hurt. You have to pivot.
Actually, me and Tanner were talking about this earlier today. If they would start getting these guys more regular reps in, you wouldn't have them get hurt all the time.
I think that, and I mentioned this right before we actually joined you today. I told Aaron that I think that we should bring AEW Dark or Elevation or something like that back.
So
let these guys work a couple of matches a month. That way they stay fresh.
Yeah, well, there's a reason that the Ring of Honor guys are healthier because they're working every week. And Helico is going to get booked either on ROH or AEW and work. But you're not going to get necessarily the same thing out of John Moxley or Bandito or Buddy Matthews.
No, I agree with you. I think that they definitely need to stop waiting and pull the trigger on getting ROH a television deal and get them going.
I don't think it's a matter of them pulling the trigger. I think it's a matter of a television company offering them a legitimate deal for it at this point.
Why bother putting it on TV at this point? You used to put AEW Dark on YouTube. Do the same thing with Ring of Honor.
Well, it is, but who's going to pay $9.99 for it? That's
$9.99 for the pay-per-views.
No,
$9.99 for the backlog.
Yes,
no, buddy. The live shows are not. You have to watch $9.99 a month on Honor Club.
Yeah, all of that is available, and I'm not going to tell a lie. I actually had it for a while, but I
have Honor Club.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the show as much, and I never had time to do the backlog. So I'm like, why am I paying $10 for and not getting any use out of it? When
I usually pay for it a month at a time when it's pay-per-view time.
Right. But
that's if they would book it consistently with actual stories, you would have it be worthwhile watching.
And like I said, even though I know everything is going to streaming and stuff, you would do so well to get one of these and they are getting deals. From what I hear, they're getting deals maybe it ain't the greatest, but getting eyes on some of these people. Because like I told somebody, I said, who's had the greatest run as a champion in the last 5 years? And I said, most people would say Roman or Timeless Tony Storm, but it's actually Athena. Athena has had one of the best runs out there, and most people don't even know it. Hadn't seen any of her matches. No. Some of the matches have been just tremendous.
Some of them, yes, but can we all agree that the wrong match main evented Death Before Dishonor? My dude,
what's up? I think so in that case. And I understand Athena because she is the main attraction of Ring of Honor at this point. She is the star of Ring of Honor, and I'm totally okay with that. But in this one instance, Bandito and Hechicero should have main evented Death Before Dishonor, yes.
Yeah.
It would have meant a little bit more.
Yeah. But again, but that is a good problem to have. I always love that you got the two champions. Yeah. You can actually, which one are we going to give the main event spot to?
You've got two champions that are going to deliver.
Yes.
But we ain't pulled that trigger on AEW yet.
I think it's a real disservice to Athena that she isn't used much on AEW television because she is just so excellent.
I'm talking about the fact that the women haven't main evented an AEW pay-per-view.
Yes.
Because let's be honest, Timeless Tony Storm should have main evented a pay-per-view by now.
Oh my God!
She should have.
Timeless
Tony Storm and Mariah May's final act should have main evented that pay-per-view.
Yeah, I love
Double or Nothing
promos because you do not know what's going to come out of her mouth.
Yeah, man, she's some of the best promos in the business.
Watch for the shoe.
Exactly.
She's excellent, man.
I had to. I got lucky enough and found they did the whole transformation into Timeless Tony Storm on YouTube. Oh my God. It was some stuff I had totally forgot about that was just brilliant. Good.
AEW is good at doing these little teeny tiny stories and characters that build over years. But they don't tell stories.
Hangman Page story has been just built over years. And it's funny that they were able to build him back up because he looked like he was done. And they slowly built him back up to just be the superstar that he always wanted to be.
Well, his character had to lose its mind for a while. He had to burn down Swerve's house. He had to go crazy. He had to be pushed to the edge. And that is what made Hangman interesting to me for the first time in a long time, is when it felt like he had an edge to him. It felt like his back was against the wall now, and he had to fight.
Yeah. Speaking of edge, what about him and Christian back together?
I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
I want to back on that Hangman subject though. Do you guys kind of worry that we're going to end up losing some steam again?
Oh yeah.
With him?
If they do not get him someone credible to fight, they are. And that's the problem, I think, a lot of times. Because at one point they had so many different people, you never knew who was going to come up to challenge and get the title. Now they still have that, but they don't put enough energy into it. Like,
well, I feel like Tony is great for having a story set and then not having a good transition period to the next
one. Right.
Yeah.
It ends up being kind of a start and stop a lot of times, and you lose momentum. And AEW does not need to lose any momentum right now.
No. Speaking of which, the big thing about them going head to head, and AEW decided to change their time to 3:00. What do y'all feel about that?
I think that it was a smart business move because it was the only option they had. There is no way that they would have been able to compete with the WWE. You know, we all know that 90% of wrestling fans would have went to ESPN to watch Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. You might actually keep 20% of the fans that were going to jump at your 3 p.m. show, and that's worth changing it. Does it suck for the indie shows and the people traveling? Absolutely. Tony needs to figure out some way to throw those people a bone. And he'll do it with a banger card. We all know that. So I get why he did it. And now, Tanner, go ahead and tell us. I know I saw the work.
I feel the exact opposite about it. I think that you should stand your ground against the machine. I think if they bully you off your time slot that you had booked, they'll continue to do that. Stand your ground. Take a loss. Who gives a shit? Stand your ground. Make a point.
I think that WWE is going to end up regretting it.
I think so too.
And because Tony, because like I was explaining to somebody, it is a brilliant move to get that afternoon wrestling, because now you can watch wrestling, then you still have time to do other things. It's like, wow, I don't have to go to sleep because I got to get up early.
It's going to be great for the fans overseas.
Exactly.
They're going to be able to watch
That's
it.
true. That is true. It is going to be great for the fans overseas.
And they're going to hit a sweet spot where they're going to continue doing this. And WWE is going to, oh, crap. Now we're going to have to try to go at 3 o'clock or whatever time. But
those 3 or 4 o'clock afternoon football games get just as good a rating as the 7 p.m. ones.
And on top of that, now, of course, and that was my only caveat. I said, now, a lot of wrestling fans are football fans, and they're going to pick that football over wrestling. I said, but it's still early enough in the college season that they will watch the pay-per-view. Now, when they get into the meat of the college, that's going to be a whole different story. But I still think this is a great move.
I think that they should stick to this kind of earlier pay-per-view time.
I do too. I think
because I would also like to point out that my co-host that is pissed off that they should stand their ground is also my co-host that as soon as the pay-per-view ends at midnight, he's about to pass out in the damn chair. So,
hey, I personally appreciate that 3 o'clock show because I don't have to fall asleep. I'm an early bird, as everybody knows.
Well, and this thing too, I appreciate that AEW is doing this, and I think some people think this is a good move for WWE. I think it's crap. I think they're gonna really hurt themselves by it because they keep hollering AEW is not competition, but they're trying to bury them every which way they can.
They sure are treating them like competition.
Uh-huh.
Just like WCW wasn't competition in the 90s.
You want to know what the problem is for WWE? And I have watched. Well, WWE does this same garbage move. They'll try really hard for a year to get a great TV deal. And then they'll do really shitty for a few years so they can save as much money as they can and maximize profits. Unfortunately, you've got AEW popping up that's going to be the same people competing for those TV deals. And if your product is shit and you're losing fans while the other guys are growing, yeah, bitch, you created your own competition by acting like douchebags.
And eventually it's going to catch up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When this Netflix deal is done, I'll be interested to see who bothers to pick up WWE.
It might take 10 years, but AEW will catch them because the key is consistency, my friends. And when you see consistent faces, like Aaron said, and consistent workers, you know, I want to rely on, me personally as a fan, I would rely on that more than random celebrity pop-ups.
And long term. I'm about to say, and of course, we didn't even talk about the WWE's formula. Hey, we want big rating. Let's bring back the old guys. We need Brock. We need John. We need any big. Hey, what's Stone Cold doing? When they want to try to pop ratings, they bring back the older people instead.
They've not built
just building your talent that you have and making them your superstars.
All of the talent they built for the last 10 years went to AEW. That's
They
and
don't
a
build
couple of them have
talent.
come back, but that's it.
They don't build talent anymore. They don't. They really don't.
Not the big booming superstars.
No.
Now they have some that are on the cusp of that, but
will they ever pull the trigger?
I think they're gonna have to, because like anything else, you can't beat Father Time.
I hope Ron Breaker becomes a megastar. I genuinely do. I think he's incredible.
Really,
WWE really needs to pull the trigger on a new generation like they did in 94 and 95. Bad.
yes.
Because without pulling the trigger to transition to a new era, you're dragging out this boring shit. Could you imagine if they hadn't decided to start pushing guys like the 1-2-3 Kid and Bret Hart? When fucking Skinner would have been in the damn main event because he was one of the last people remaining from Hogan's era? Like, no. There's a reason that half the roster now, your world champions are Kofi Kingston. I love Kofi, but let's be honest, he's a glorified tag team specialist. He never needed to be a world champion. He's been a world champion. Well, you got Roman Reigns, who only shows up when he's not busy making a movie. Gosh, it's like we've heard this several times from the main event stars for the last 20 fucking years. So it is a machine that all it does is pump out celebrities. It's not a wrestling show anymore. It's entertainment.
And that's it. That's it. WWE is entertainment, and they're trying to get back to more of the sports side.
Are
They're
they
doing a piss poor job?
Are they really? Because I'm pretty sure that they're still just booking for TikTok.
Well, I mean, they've had some, I can't say just good. They've had some great matches. It's just, how long did it take to get there? And again, if stuff doesn't happen when you want it to, hey, The Undertaker ain't doing nothing. Let's bring him and Michelle McCool back. It's like, man, and that's no disrespect to any of them, but I need new. I need fresh. I want to be able to tell, hey, this kid started here. I remember this, instead of, man, I was like 13 years old when he started and he's still around. Jesus.
Who's Cody fighting at the next pay-per-view?
It's going to be Drew McIntyre.
Okay, why the shit isn't Carmelo Hayes being used as a B pay-per-view main event guy instead of Drew McIntyre?
Yeah.
I mean,
look at what they did with him and Charlotte Flair's ex-husband.
Andrade.
Yeah, they had a great series. And what came out of that? Nothing. They put them in tag team.
Look what they're doing to Dragon Lee. He's one of the best workers in the whole world. He's getting 3-minute job matches on Raw.
Because they put it, hey, if you're in the LWO, you're gonna job. Unless
Dude, I hate that.
Unless we need you for AAA. That's it.
LWO is the
because
place
they've got
they
a standard
shove.
to their audience. Let's be
They
honest.
shove luchadors into the LWO when they don't know what to do with them, and it's bullshit.
I believe
Hey, they got AAA now. They can at least get some hand claps and win some. I'm just saying.
I just hate it. How are you going to have a world-class talent who main evented the Tokyo Dome like Dragon Lee and have him jobbing out in the first match of Raw every week. Sometimes not for months. Maybe you won't see him for a couple months. But Nick Khan doesn't let people sit in catering. We know that because they'd rather just release 15 people at a time.
Well, and
to save some money.
We've delayed this split of the Street Profits so long that nobody even cares about Tez anymore.
It's not even interesting anymore.
No.
Yeah. And here's the thing about that. They're going to do the same formula of splitting them. And damn it, I am sick and tired of they have to split and feud. Why can't they say, you know what? We accomplished everything in the tag division. You know what, bro? You go your way, I go my way. No hard feelings. Let's just see who can get to the top first.
That could be a good story in itself. A friendly competition between two tag team partners to see who's better.
No, we got to do the
That's
Shawn
how beer money
Michaels.
split up.
Hey,
That is how beer money split up. Yes,
we're going
And
to do.
it was so different that
we're going to do the Shawn Michaels Marty Jannetty story. It worked so well with tag teams. One's going to get tired of the other and blah blah. Man, come on. Again, we have to, and again, and like I tell everybody, we do complain, but that's what we like about wrestling because it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
We just think and see things a different way than a lot of people. Now, eventually, maybe they do what we want, and that'd be great. Like I tell people, if you can pop us because we know what we're looking for, if you can fool us and pop us, they did tremendous.
Yeah. If you can get the smart marks to fall for it, you've done well.
Yep.
Even now, I know a lot of people was pissed about the Seth Rollins faking the injury thing, but I gave Triple H a lot of credit for that because it was something different. Even though we say again,
did you buy that?
No, but it was something different. It was a good try. And just
it wasn't that good of a try. If you didn't believe it, it wasn't that good of a try.
Well, what I'm saying is, at least they're trying something different, and and you fool some of the people in the back,
and that's not the people you need to be fooling.
Right? I get that, but at least they're putting forth an effort instead of the same. Everything's the same. They at least tried, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Well, the problem is that storyline would have been cool if they hadn't told us 3 months prior that everything they put in front of us was a lie with the damn reality show on Netflix. Pick a lane.
Yeah, well, hey, there's no argument from me there.
I mean, either tell me that it's all a show or present a television series to me.
Yep.
It's really that simple, but WWE doesn't want to do that anymore.
Well, of course not.
I would love it if they would just let, you've got all these guys that are the WWE ID prospective people, right?
Right.
Sign every one of those people up, move them to NXT, take that NXT roster and put it on television, and you make it real clear that there are X amount of spots on this roster, and the ratings are going to determine in a year how many of you we want to keep. Because that's where they need to be with it. Tanner, you look like you're about to fall asleep on me.
No, I agree with you. I'm listening intently to what you're saying.
Well, and the thing is, too,
and AEW needs to do the same damn thing.
Yep.
It's only so much time, and there's only so much time. You also trying to build towards pay-per-views storyline, so not everybody's going to get an opportunity.
then you have too many people under your contract. If you can't have a decent 3-month storyline for every person in your company in the span of a year, then you have too many people under contract.
So then, for just shits and giggles,
I'm on one tonight.
How many wrestlers would you say you would need to start promotion?
What kind of promotion?
We're trying to go at WWE, AEW.
If I was gonna,
I want a 50-person roster.
I was gonna say 50 is a good number. 50 is a good round number. You've got a few extra guys in case somebody gets injured if you got 50 on the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you make 10 to 12 of those women.
Yep.
And you make probably 25% of them tag teams.
Yep.
And that leaves you with
10 or 12 top guys.
well, yeah, and that leaves you with 12 people for the top, 12 people for the mid card. And that's where we should be looking. Instead, we have to have damn 8-man tag all-star matches every week. In some companies. Or we have to have 14 damn shows that nobody watches. Because I can't tell you the last time that I watched Evolve or NXT or SmackDown.
Yeah. Again, fast forward it. Hey, let me see. Or I'll watch something. They tell me a story. Oh, there's no point to see it. Yeah, I definitely get it.
Yeah, they have ruined what we all loved in wrestling. WWE has really.
I agree.
And they're trying their best to keep anybody from seeing option B. So option B is going to have to dance around to let themselves be seen because they're going to be eclipsed by the WWE every time that they're on at the same time. Anytime that they're on the same day of the week. What's going to suck, and what I hate for AEW, is that this could very well end up being a great pay-per-view, but all WWE has to do is end their show with Cena and Lesnar doing something cool, and that's going to control the online narrative of which one was better.
Yep.
Well, I think that, and someone said this, most people had made their mind up which show they were going to look at anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
my mind was made up before WWE announced WrestlePalooza, which one I would be watching that day.
Right. No, I feel the same way. Now, since they are moving up time, I definitely know I'm going to watch AEW. Once it goes off, then I'll turn into WWE to see what's what. I've definitely...
I'll watch the media scrum, and then I'll probably talk to Tanner, play some 2K, and then I might see what happened on the WWE show.
I was about to say, and then you know that they're going to put a big match first to try to draw the fans away from AEW.
I hope they do. I hope that they decide to open their damn ESPN deal with Cena and Lesnar, and that none of the fans jump over.
I think, just my thought on it, they're definitely going to save Cena and Lesnar for the main event. I'm thinking they're going to go with Punk and AJ to be the first match.
Well, that would track with how everything went down. With Punk's exit, of course.
Yeah. So he can go on some pod. Real quick, what do y'all think about WWE and all their fucking podcasts?
Well, I mean, they're
same
just
thing I think about us. Same thing I think about us and all our fucking podcasts. I think in this wrestling bubble, there's a lot of fish in this pond, man.
You just got to be better than them. Good luck with that.
Right.
I'm damn sure not going to be able to pull off the interviews that Stephanie McMahon is, because I can't sit here and talk to you about how hard it is to shove something up somebody's ass. I've never. So, you know, there you go. Don Tito Lauderdale. He's right.
My God. That's
But
insane.
here's the kicker to me, though. Stephanie just shitted on them by getting the deal. I told people, don't buy it. You should be in.
Yeah, use your VPN to watch it.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Well, how much you want to bet she doesn't know what a VPN does? I mean, I'd like to think that things will be better once Vince McMahon is dead, but they'll go to his idiot daughter and his doofus son-in-law. Huh, look at where we are now. 11 years later, who's in charge?
Oh my God.
I mean, Vince McMahon didn't die. He just got pushed out of the picture and got hair.
I think he's coming back, and I think Brock Lesnar was the first little test to see if they could get away with it.
Vince McMahon will be back.
I think he's coming back. There will be a second coming of Vince McMahon.
I know if he does, that would stop me from watching WWE completely.
He's just plotting now. He's plotting right now.
I'm just sick and tired of. Now again, whether you like Vince or don't, that's fine. But Vince is not going to get on TV and I watch it. You can't keep we complain about the same old. What in the hell do you expect when he gets back?
I'm waiting on a round table with Vince McMahon, Jim Cornette, Eric Bischoff, and Vince Russo.
Well, first off, they're gonna have to do a feed for Vince Russo because you can't get him and Cornette nowhere near each other. Cornette will kill him. Or at least
they're gonna have to give them all. They're gonna have to give them all a bunch of weed. They're gonna all have to.
You know, speaking of, we have a really good sponsor that they can contact for that.
Really?
Yes, they could go see our good friends at Green Hemp Company from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Sundays. They're rolling in the foothills of the Smokies at 2560 East Andrew Johnson Highway, Suite 3 in Greenville, Tennessee. You can call them at 423-609-7138. They've got a really good strain right now called Gelato, a.k.a. The Bird. I recommend you check it out.
Wow, that is nice.
Yeah, they're a good company, dude. You're not that far from Greenville. Go see them. Go see our good friend, Hot Donna. Yep. She'll hook you up.
So that's interesting.
Telling you.
Well, first off, how in the hell did you end up getting the plug on my show?
Well, that's what we do. I offer it to you every time you come on my show, and you're like, I'll just talk about it. I won't send you a graphic. I mean,
because hell, I don't have a graphic. What the hell am I going to send you if I don't have it?
Well, you know, it's not like we're not actually friends, Bear. You could say, hey, man, could you make me a 16:9 graphic for Chops Cards? And I could probably put that together for you. And you could hide behind it. And when, okay, so say that I wanted Tan to do an ad read for Magic Vapor Shop. You could just pull up the graphic and hide behind it.
And I would do it. Because at Magic Vapor Shop, you can ditch the paper and switch to vapor. They're fighting big tobacco since 2013. Get them at www.magicvaporshop.com, and you can see all the locations. But if you come to the London location, you will see me. For all your vape needs, come and see me. I'll sign you an autograph live at Magic Vapor Shop in London, and that's www.magicvaporshop.com.
So it still doesn't answer my question. How in the hell are you getting these ads on my show?
Well, it's because we have become the podcast renovators. We're Pod Rescue. Really, it's what we do.
This is Pod Rescue.
Renovate. We help people build their shows back up. We come in and boost viewers. It's what Tan and ATV do. And if you're somebody who might be needing some help with renovation problems, perhaps you should go see our other sponsor at Stover's Liquidation in Cookeville at 452 West Broad Street, Cookeville, Tennessee, 38501. You can call them at 931-526-2591. And you can just go see Stover's Liquidation. Go see them for all your liquidation and wholesale home improvement needs. They're closed on Sundays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. the rest of the time, 24 hours online at www.stoversliquidation.com. Good people, quality products. If you're renovating maybe a bathroom, they've always got really nice tiles for some backsplashes. Your kitchen backsplashes. I know a guy who does some tiling that recommends their prices quite a bit.
That's true.
So, okay. Love you guys, but I'm done. Y'all have plugged 3 damn.
Well, hold on. Can I plug one more thing? Let me plug one more thing here. I want to plug the fact that if Professor Bear had an opportunity to interview a quality juggalo, he'd do it. Because Professor Bear understands that Insane Clown Posse are not horrible people, Tanner. They're just fans like us that made a wrestling company. They've got a great fan base of juggalos. We've got the Till Fivers.
Why are you trying to change my mind every single episode? Just let it live.
Bear, would you like to?
I would say this. That no matter how you feel about them, they were in all the major companies. And that they are still going to this day. I mean, you got to give them credit for that. And honestly, I would have them in a Hall of Fame somewhere, because Hall of Fame are to recognize your effort of what you do and did for the sport. So honestly, I would. Am I a great big juggalo? No, I can't say I am, but I respect what they do for the sport and for the history they've done. You got to respect it.
So, Bear, can I call you a fellow juggalo advocate?
Yeah. I think that's perfect.
There we go.
Well, that's
Professor
really
Bear
great that ATB wrote you a script to read before we did the show. That's really awesome.
I swear, no script.
Jeez.
No script. I just
Tanner,
like you.
Tanner.
Our third man.
Wait a minute, hold on. Tanner, me and you have been friends for quite a while now, right?
That's right.
I've never. Have you ever seen me just do something because somebody told me to do it?
Especially me.
I have not. That's true.
And
that's true.
And the point of, me and ATB generally in the same place does not go well. So do you really think I would let him give me a script on my own show?
See,
I don't know.
See how
I'm afraid you might.
Professor Bear right now.
No, I'm just making.
You're insulting this man.
I just made an observation. You are a professor. You are a bear. I get it.
That I can't lie. That hurt a little bit, Tanner. And
I'm sorry.
Again,
the truth hurts sometimes.
I understand where you stand and everything. But like I said, that hurt a little bit because I've always shot straight with you and ATV. That's why me and him most time are.
We've got a friendly rivalry. We respect each other.
I feel like you Hulk Hogan to me right now, Professor Bear. You just leg dropped me. Now they're throwing garbage at you, man. You just leg dropped me in the middle of the ring.
You can't hear them. They're whooping right now.
You just leg dropped me there.
You could have said so much to me where I wouldn't have been hurt. But you know how I feel about Hogan. Why?
This is my bash at the beach. This is my bash at the beach. That's how I feel right now.
Damn.
That's how I feel.
Hulk Hogan.
You're the third man, Bear.
That's so effed up, man.
Hey, we made the right call. Look, I'm sorry. Hogan was the third man because he was the right call. He was the big name. Professor Bear's the right call. He's the one getting all the celebrity interviews. Of course, him being the third man with me and Joe to get everyone to understand the Insane Clown Posse need a little bit more respect on their name from this Canadian dictator. Of course Bear works.
This
Sorry,
is
Tam.
such a betrayal. This is like Game of Thrones Red Wedding.
I'm sitting here still hurt.
I'm hurt, Bear. I think
That-
we need to go to family therapy because I'm hurt too.
Yeah, we need to, because I would never call you a Hogan anything. Never.
You just leg dropped me, Bear.
Damn.
You leg dropped me.
Damn.
And you're no selling my heartbreak.
Your heartbreak. You're the hateful one. We're just saying give ICP a chance. Give them their flowers.
I didn't even bring them up. I don't have to give them flowers.
Because that's you. You're known as the man that hates ICP. We need to get them their flowers away from you.
That's right, Colemine. I don't even know who the hell this person is, but
I'm so hurt that I feel like Vince McMahon after trying to talk to Bret Hart and you punch me. What the fuck?
Bret Hart was right to punch Vince McMahon in the face.
Damn.
I feel like you basically just super kicked Professor Barrett Starcade, Bill Goldberg. Yeah, you're Bill Goldberg. You are the Bill Goldberg here because you kicked him right in the head on his own show. And it's
Bear, I apologize to you. I think you're a great human being. I hate that you're the third man. But I would like to also state that Aaron said the catchphrase, so now I have to say, fuck Bill Goldberg. It's in my contract that every time somebody says the name, I have to say it.
Well, I feel like Maury Jannetty and just got through the damn barbershop window.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We're going to end it here because one thing about it, you will not see Bear cry on his own show. I'm not doing that.
Turn the camera off and have a cry, bud.
Yeah. But guys, thank you for joining me today. You know I love y'all. Y'all have an open invitation. But Tanner, me and you gonna have to talk.
We're gonna have a talk. We can have a talk.
Much clown love to you, Professor Barrett. Thanks for having us on.
Guys, girls, thank you for joining us. These are my buddies. I would have told you that ATV, me and him had some stuff to work on, but apparently me and Tan got some stuff to work on. So with that said, guys, girls, thank you so much for joining us.
Uh-oh, look at the latest comment there.
What the hell? Fuck you, Bill Goldberg. You're a piece of shit.
So, hey, let me get the hell out of here before Hulk Hogan comes out of his grave and tell me fuck me too. Guys, thank you for joining us for Bears Talk. We'll be back later on. Y'all have a great one.